Hey guys, it's Mo from Mo in the Deep End, and we are live with nightly newsy news a bit early. As you can see, Fry has valiantly defeated both a shower poof and all the leaves today. So he is worn out, just worn the heck out. So he is ready to sleep. Welcome, Eris and Christine. How are you? I hope you're doing well. And Murph and Woke Wesley and everyone. So, our first story is the mullet champion of 2023 finalists show off their tresses as voting opens up to find out the best business in the front, party in the back style. This comes from actually a lot of the fun stories come to us today from Reindeer. She has found a lot of fun stories for us because sometimes I cannot find the fun stories. I find all the stories. Welcome this ways up, whatever time it is at your place. But let's see what uh, the mullet competition looks like, because I'm sure it's fierce. Because if you're in my neck of the woods, every single one of the high school football players have them. I don't know why. I thought we had exercised that particular demon of fashion to the very depths of Hades, but no, it's come back, and we all have to suffer together or laugh together, I don't know. While it has the potential to divide opinion like no other hairdo, the mullet has also built a legion of fans in the recent decades. The do, often described as business in the front, party in the back, features a traditional shortcut paired with tumbling tresses down the back. They've come back. We tried to fight them. Now, that would be a real horror story. And now men boasting the best mullets across the US are vying to scope uh, the title of winner of 2023's main event at the annual USA Mullet Championships. God bless America. The top 25 finalists have been revealed in the competition, with lines for voting now open until Friday, October the 13th. Well, you know, Friday the 13th does seem like an auspicious day to have the final day of the mullet, voting. Hey, I like pin curls. Bobby socks, I can't wear socks, so I'm okay. Bobby socks can stay tight re t mom jeans can burn in the fire pits of hell. I don't understand them. I have a short waist, so could we just stop that? Welcome, Carlene. Among the finalists are majestic mullets bestowed with nicknames like the BC Gravy Train, Terry the Walmart Wolverine, Panhandle Justice, the Carolina Shrimp Tail. Oh my gosh. And yeah, skinny jeans and capri pants for men. I don't get that. I don't get them. And the workout leggings. I don't get workout leggings for men. Look, let us women just have one thing, and the workout leggings are it. I can't wear them anymore, but let us just have one thing. I'm just saying. So this is apparently Scrappy Doo, the acid fuchsia wash. Let's see, this is Jeremy Scrappy Peering of Pennsboro, West Virginia. Uh, his mullet is nicknamed the Mountaineer mullet. I'm just mad at man buns when they look better with a messy bun than I do. I mean, you know, Chris Hemsworth or whatever his name can put his hair all up and he just looks all smexy. I look all homeless. It's not fair. Oh, this gentleman, Patrick Sozman of Springfield, Illinois, shows off his mullet, which he says he's nicknamed Wesley. That is a dude you would see at my Walmart. Let's see, we've got Alex, McDuffie from Florida Everglades and Zachary Reswig of Rexburg, Idaho. Oh Dear Jesus, I think we found Baker's Halloween costume. I need to save this image. Doop, and save image. Save. Check and check. I have Baker's, Halloween costume all ready for him. Finalist Brandon Mittermeier of Conway, Arkansas, shows off his mullet named Mama Tried. You know, you could almost sell me on this. Of course, it doesn't hurt that he's attractive. The finalists have all immortalized their mullets in photographs and shared by the competition. In many of the snaps, the finalists have accessorized their hairstyles with staple props for mullets, wraparound shades, and tank tops. In his bid for the crown, one contender, Brandon Hernandez, even recruited a chicken to pose with him in as his Texas tailgate mullet. Online voting for finalists is now underway on mulletchamp.com. So, our new voting for this week, our new contest, Fat Bears is over. Mulletchamp.com. We will keep an eye on this. Daggone it, my daughter stole my sticky pad to go to Walmart. Oh my gosh. Best Christmas idea ever. We are finding one. This is a crowdsource idea. Yes. So vote early, vote often at mulletchamp.com. Runs until October 13th. Fans are also encouraged to make donations on behalf of their favorite finalist to Jared Allen's Home for Wounded Warriors. The total raised for the charity will contribute to the contestants' overall score. A panel of judges will also critique each mullet based on length, style, uniqueness, and showmanship to arrive at an overall final total. The finalists in the main event were drawn from state fairs, of course they were, and festivals, local judges' picks, and Facebook fan votes. Oh my Jesus. That is a whole lot. Bobby Masterson of Maryland or Marysville, Washington, and his mullet named Bobby Ray. That does look like a Bobby Ray. Brandon okay, so we've got Brandon Mittermeier of Conway, Arkansas, and David Holtz of Gatlin, Tennessee. I'm pretty sure this man is at my oh, yes, he is at my John Poor of Anderson, Indiana, is pictured showing off his top 25 mullet, which is nicknamed Uncle Jesse. Of course it is. I don't know whether I'm intrigued or not. Yeah, I know, I like the curls. Both of these are not terrifying to me, which is terrifying to me. Brandon Hernandez of Buda, Texas, and Matthew Ray of Carlton, Michigan. What in the Stevie Ray Vaughan? Matthew Ray of Mossy Head, Florida, of course he is a finalist alongside his mullet named Panhandle Justice. That looks like a wig. But I love his t-shirt. I want it. I want a Hawaiian free We the People American Liberty t-shirt. Oh my, that's a let's see, Brian Carruthers of I'm not gonna say that, Minnesota, and his mullet named the BC Gravy Train. Yeah. Oh, his face is the exact face I would make for this face. Okay, Han something of Yukon, Oklahoma, and Andrew Hokley of Kalamazoo, Michigan. So, Michiganders, Jamie, you are represented, and so are you, David, so way to go. Uh, that was a choice. Uh, Sean Halliday of Gifford, Pennsylvania, shows off his finalist mullet, which was nicknamed Dale for Dale Gribble, I hope. Oh my. Well, that's a Dog the Bounty Hunter. Another finalist, Todd Grubb from Galesburg, Michigan, and his mullet named Flow Motion. Humanity is lost. You guys, humanity is lost. Oh, you found a shirt for Baker? Oh, well, those glasses were a thought. Zach Mills of Jackson, North Carolina, and his finalist mullet named the Carolina Shrimp Tail. Jeremiah Van Winkle of New Prague, Minnesota, and Sean Halliday of Gifford, Pennsylvania. Oh, what in the family reunion do we have here? Rowdy Yates. Oh my goodness, we should change Griffin's name to Rowdy. I mean, in the future. Of Montana poses for his finalist photo showing off his mullet named Letter Buck. Welcome, Kim. What the actual heck? Andrew Hokley of Kalamazoo, Michigan, Lyle of Norman, Oklahoma, uh, Brian Carruthers of Minnesota. Oh gosh, sir, no, this is a swipe right kinda thing or swipe the other way kinda thing. Also, that's a creepy sir, those eyes. And, uh, 2022 champ Scott Salvador is back in the running to defend his title with the Lord's Drapes hairdo. The new generation of mullet fans were given their chance to shine last month in the kids division contest. Roy Elkridge from Montgomery County, who's nicknamed his mullet Cheddar Whiz, got over 16,000 votes in the contest and beat hundreds of other contestants to win the top prize. The second place went to Ezekiel Atrea 3 of Hawaii with his dark mullet nicknamed Mr. Aloha Mullet. Listen, not every week can be Fat Bear Week. I wish it could be, but it just can't. And I wish it could be because the next story is naked guy in freaking J.C. Penney's. And for once, the one damned time that oh, no, this isn't actually the video that goes with it, but they do show another naked guy. Parents swing at naked man, accuse him of trying to touch their children inside JCPenney store. Disturbing photo or footage shows hulking man wandering naked through JCPenney's, with parents chasing him down and attacking him while accusing him of trying to touch his kids. Um, Look, you know what? Parents are gonna you don't mess with mama papa bear, okay? One of these look, you don't mess with mama and papa bear. The footage starts with at least 2 men chasing the man through the department store in Washington state as a shocked sounding woman appears to be on the phone with a police dispatcher. Quote, "He's like fully naked," she says of the running man from or the man running from the children's department in nothing but socks. He's like holding the kid. He has 2 kids with him. Good day, Ghostery. The person recording the video then asks where the cops are as a group of men chase the naked man. With the group of concerned men gaining on him, the nudist grabs a pair of pants and seems to attempt to put them on before giving up and swinging at the men. Pants in hand, the naked man gets into a physical altercation with a group of men trying to detain him, one point slamming another man against the wall. Young children can be heard screaming in the background as the men frantically swing at each other. At okay. Two men appear to grab hold of the nudist while a third begins wailing on him. He continues to throw punches and swing at the man until multiple people can be heard telling him, okay, enough, enough. Look, y'all, I'm telling you, if the police don't start taking care of some of these people, men are going to step up. You don't go after children. And look, I'm just saying, naked dude, you're lucky that other people told him to stop because allegedly in Minecraft, you don't go after children. You don't go after children, naked dude. The video shared on Twitter was taken at the South Center Mall in Tooele, about 10 miles south of Seattle. Seattle area reporter Jonathan Coe confirmed the video was filmed at the store's location on October 1st, and the man allegedly tried to touch kids. Chloe Coe wrote on X that the police described the naked man as someone in mental crisis, adding that he was eventually detained and taken to a hospital. Police did not immediately respond to request early Tuesday as to whether charges were filed. Look, sir, I hope you get the help you need. Stay away from children. Just don't. People will go full on rabid wild bear allegedly. In other Weep for Humanity news, Sal, where are you? Two LAPD officers were fired for playing Pokemon Go and ignoring robbery calls. Welcome, BL Blazy. Yeah, look, you can have, again, two things can be true at the same time. You can have mental issues, and you can also be a perv. I don't understand why we can't have, two things can be true at the same time. Two Los Angeles officers have lost their appeal and their jobs after an April 2017 game of Pokemon Go. Instead of responding to a nearby call, Luis Lozano and Eric Mitchell were caught searching for Pokemon characters through Pokemon Go app, according to a ruling this month from a California appellate court. That Saturday, a radio call for a 211, a robbery in progress, had been sent out, according to the ruling. The Macy's at Crenshaw Place, located southwest of downtown Los Angeles, was being robbed by multiple suspects. The ruling notes that Captain Darnell Davenport heard the call come in as he was heading to a homicide scene from where he was located, and he could see the Macy's and another police car that was tucked away in an alley. Inside this patrol car were Lozano and Mitchell. Since Davenport did not hear them respond to the call, he took it himself, but noticed the vehicle pull away. It's never the boobs you wanna see. It's never, ever the boobs you wanna see. It's a sad fact of life, and that might be a hint for later. Sergeant Jose Gomez, patrol supervisor for the day, realized Lozano and Mitchell were nearby and requested them as backup for the robbery, but got no response, the court ruling noted. Gomez later realized the vehicle had responded to another call, or that vehicle had responded to another call at the same time Davenport responded to the robbery. This left him curious and he questioned the two. They claimed they did not hear the request for backup on the robbery because they were at a park where there was a lot of noise. In the court ruling, Officer Mitchell is quoted to have said there was, quote, a lot of music and it was really loud at the park. Lozano was quoted in the ruling adding, we have no control over the system and all the noise was loud. After not being fully convinced the following day, Gomez decided to review the digital recording system. You guys, you is on camera. Don't be dumb. Recordings unveiled that instead of responding to the call, the two officers were playing the augmented mobile or augmented reality mobile game Pokemon Go for 20 minutes, the ruling stated. The app launched in 2016 and it quickly took off in the US. Using GPS, users are tasked with locating and collecting the virtual characters. The two had evidently heard the call but ignored it, Craig G. Yacobayan. Uh, in the ruling, Lozano was quoted as saying, "Aw, screw it," then debating if they should respond to the call. Well, nearby, a Snorlax. Sal, we really need you here. I have no idea. One of the Pokemon characters was spotted, so the men were focused on capturing it. Evidence in the ruling notes that Mitchell caught the creature and exclaimed, "Got him!" Got Did he start singing, "Gotta catch 'em all"? Another character called a Togetic popped up, and the two took off to capture that one as well. Don't run away," Mitchell was quoted as saying. Well, I mean, at least there are no crimes going. Oh, well. Mitchell reportedly said, "Holy crap, man, this thing is fighting the crap out of me, and these guys are gonna be so jealous." When questioned, the officers claimed they were discussing Pokemon and not playing. The officers were fired in 2018 after it was ruled they committed misconduct and violated the public's trust, according to a writ of mandate filed by the men's attorney, Greg G. Yacobuin. Look, letters. The men appealed and argued that the recordings were used improperly as evidence of our guilt. Look, the evidence you used makes us look really guilty, so could you stop it? Oh, breaking news, Mary Lou Retton is in the ICU. That's not good. Lozano and Mitchell are disappointed with the decision. Uh, their lawyer told CNN, "The ends do not justify the means. We are evaluating how best to proceed." Y'all done missed your job is to catch criminals, not Pokemon. If you wanna be Pokemon police, then maybe that's what you should put. I wouldn't ask for references from this job. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Yeah, I've heard of people playing it. I've just maybe that'll motivate me to walk. I'll start going to find the Snarflax or whatever Teddy Ruxpin was going to look for. I don't know. Maybe that'll help me walk some more. Uh, there is a real life Walter White, apparently. This particular gentleman who does not at all look like Grizzly Adams. Quote, erratic Michigan State professor suspended after students discovered he had once run a meth lab. A Michigan State University professor has been suspended in a real life Breaking Bad like scenario after students, alarmed at his erratic behavior, found out he'd served jail time for running a meth lab. Brendan Doyle was busted in March 2020 for running a clandestine lab when he was then a professor at Nichols State University in Thibodaux, Louisiana. The Lafourche Parish why in the world are the words so hard? Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office said at the time he pleaded guilty to running the lab for the unlawful manufacture of a controlled dangerous substance, obviously stevia, uh, and was sentenced to 180 days behind bars. Wait a minute. To make a method acting lab is only 180 days behind bars? What the heck is going on in Louisiana? But only served 90 according to Fox 17. However, his Walter White-like past escaped a background check when MSU hired him this fall to teach anatomy and physiology course in the kinesiology department. MSU rep Dan Olson told the student-run newspaper, The State News. It only emerged when students grew so alarmed at his behavior they started looking him up, eventually finding his mug shots and articles about him online. Quote, "He was just erratic and he seemed like impatient," sophomore Mackenzie Albee told Fox 17. Or is it because you were ridiculous and kept asking the same questions all the time? On the first day of class, he had a yelling outburst in which he told students to shut up. Then he had another outburst on the second day, Albee told the student paper. Look, I'm not giving this man any leeway, but could it be that these students just wouldn't be quiet and wouldn't listen to directions? That was the last time Albie said she saw her new professor. He would go on to cancel the next 3 classes at the last minute, saying he had, quote, "the stomach flu," according to emails obtained by the state news. Still, it took them time to find information on their professor because he was listed at MSU under B. Michael Doyle, different than listed by Brennan Doyle from his arrest. Quote, "Everyone was really shocked because everyone also knew that he was a little crazy from the first 2 classes. He had those angry outbursts," Albie told Fox 17. I mean, that is some thick beard hair, you are right. Quit college, start your own background, company, good idea. Everyone was in shock and just disappointed with the university. After bringing their concern to the department heads, the students were told in an email that their classes would be temporarily canceled due to health-related issues of the instructor, according to the news. Kinesiology department chair, this particular person then emailed students to say they were made aware of Doyle's arrest on August 15th before the school year started. However, the head told the news that that had been a typo and was supposed to have been September 15th. The head also told the students that classes would resume with a new professor, saying, "I want to apologize for the disruption and highly atypical start to your fall semester." It remains unclear how much he was making as a professor at the Big Ten school and whether he's being paid during his suspension. One Redditor described the incident as having shades of Breaking Bad, a show in which Bryan Cranston plays a high school chemistry teacher who starts a method acting lab out of an RV. So there you go. Uh, Apparently, Michigan does not do background checks. So if you want to be a professor and you have a bit of a shady past, Michigan State was the university to go to, but now not so much. Back to Florida man, because we can't help ourselves. The Villages man, 77, faces federal charges for intent to illegally sell misbranded ED pills, because only in the Villages. If you guys don't know what the Villages are, in Florida, there is this just ginormous, huge, I mean, has to be its own cities or little small towns of old old people area. It's like an over 55 community. They've got different towns set up. It's kind of their own little place. You don't even have to leave. They've got their own stores, movie theaters, town centers, just all sorts of stuff. Um, Several of my family members live there, so this is a creepy story. I don't wanna think about it, but let's let's dig in and make Mo uncomfortable. A man from the Villages has been charged in a federal case for allegedly receiving 1,900 misbranded erectile dysfunction pills and planning to sell them, according to U.S. Attorney's Office. Why can't the U.S. Attorney's Office just let the old people be happy? I mean, for the love of goodness, I mean, what are almost 2,000 ED pills gonna do to everyone other than, skyrocket the STD rates even more in the villages, which is another thing I don't wanna think about. I know. Oh, WW, I get like, let's see. U.S. Attorney Roger B. Handberg announced charges Friday. Reginald Odell Kinsker, 77, would face up to a year in prison and a fine of $10,000 if he's convicted. And welcome, Debbie W. He allegedly received more than $1,800 of ED pills from across state borders. They cross state lines. Handberg said in a press release, the following pills were seized when a search warrant was executed on October 18th, 2018. So there was just all sorts of, I mean, I don't know what kind of crazy parties they are throwing down in the villages, but apparently there was going to be an orgy spectacular. There were going to be all the bathtubs and hand holding and what is it? Skipping together down a field, all those uncomfortable movie or, advertising things all over the place. According to the charging document, these medications are, quote, "all intended to treat erectile dysfunction and affect the structure and function of the human body." They were misbranded because, this gentleman allegedly got them without a prescription from a licensed doctor. I mean, can we give him a break? I mean, it's not like he was stealing pain medication. Like I said, can't we just let the nearly 80-year-old man have a good time? Uh, he w let's see. Reginald is also accused of planning to sell the pills locally and outside of Florida. It remains unclear why it took 5 years to be brought forward in this case. Well, it was really hard. I mean, it wasn't I mean, what the heck? I look, what goes down in the villages, please, dear God, stay down in the village and let no one speak of whatever happened there because I have relatives there. And thank God they only use jitterbugs, so I get no photos or scary texts. Amen. So Sal sent me this because, as you know, I tend to send things to Mr. Mo, and I don't know if you guys can hear this. Okay. There's no audio, I know. Brave doesn't Brave doesn't do audio, but, I don't know who these mad lads are that put Nancy Pelosi's but this is the exact picture that I send Mr. Mo randomly of Nancy Pelosi in a swimsuit, and Sal sent it to me, so I figured I'd share it with you. Sorry. It's more that, God, I hope so. It's more that, someone else must be mesmerized by the weird and sort of train wreck that is Nancy Pelosi in a swimsuit, so they bought a big giant dome and put her weird picture up there. Look, the things that make me laugh are just you know, I am an odd person. I'm going to have to figure out why Brave does not let the audio play. I have no idea. I am not a technical genius, but I will figure it out so I can because I do like Brave because I'm able to switch from article to article, but it does not allow the audio to play, and I have no idea why. I'm sure Sal's going to have to walk me through it. In other news, a mother-child hid behind a stroller before deadly subway, chokehold, court papers. So, a mother and a child hid behind a stroller, and a high school student prayed as Jordan Neely yelled, "Someone's going to die today," before he was placed in a chokehold inside a packed NYC subway train, new papers revealed. A woman described the erratic homeless man's demeanor on May 1st as sickening and satanic. He She allegedly said she believed she was going to die as Neely approached her and called the confrontation absolutely traumatizing. The details were disclosed publicly for the first time in a motion to dismiss the charges against Marine veteran Daniel Penny, who is accused of choking Neely to death in an effort to protect other passengers. The court papers cite testimony from more than a dozen witnesses who were called by prosecutors to testify before the grand jury that indicted Penny, 24, on one count each of second-degree manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide. Neely boarded the F train at the Second Avenue station in Manhattan at 2:23 p.m., threw his jacket on the ground and started barking threats and lunging at passengers, according to a motion filed by defense attorneys Thomas Kenneth and Stephen Racer. Sorry. Uh, there we go. Neely, who suffered from mental illness, had a long history of violent attacks on subway riders. A woman who was taking her son to a therapy appointment recounted hearing Neely say, "I want to hurt people. I want to go to Rikers. I want to go to prison." She shielded her son behind his stroller as Neely allegedly charged at passengers. She allegedly testified in the grand jury. A student commuting from her high school heard Neely say, quote, "Someone is going to die today," and she put her hand on her classmate's chest and began praying the doors would open, the filing said. A retiree told the grand jurors that in 3 decades of riding the subway, nothing had ever put fear into me like that. As the riders tried to back away, Penny grabbed Neely from behind and dragged him to the ground. The pair struggled on the floor for several minutes as two other men helped restrain Neely. Yeah, I mean, I feel look, this was a tragic situation. This gentleman should have been in a place where he could have gotten the mental health he needed, but he was attacking innocent people. I mean, what are we gonna do? Uh, as okay. Penny continued to hold him in a chokehold after he'd gone limp, according to prosecutors. City medical examiner concluded Neely died from homicide from compression of the neck. In the motion, the defense argued that the indictment should be thrown out because Dr. Cynthia Harris, who performed the autopsy, failed to explain in her testimony to the grand jury that Neely suffocated to death due to a chokehold. The lawyers wrote in a filing that the prosecution's expert witness, a Marine sergeant, testified that Penny was trained to use non lethal chokeholds to subdue an aggressor, and he carried out those instructions. He did not push Neely's head forward and apply consistent pressure on his arteries, which would increase lethality, the expert said, according to the filing. The caught on video incident sparked widespread protest, with many New Yorkers divided on whether Penny was justified. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's decision to prosecute Penny has been celebrated and condemned. Neely's family said he should be charged with murder. A campaign to raise money for Penny's legal defense on GiveSendGo has amassed over 2.9 million. Penny previously told Fox Digital in an interview he doesn't regret his actions which have turned his life upside down and thrust him into the public spotlight. Quote, "If Neely had carried out his threat, he would have killed someone," Penny said. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, If convicted, Penny faces 5 to 15 years in prison. A spokesperson for the Manhattan District Attorney's Office declined to comment. So I'm hoping that with this other information and definitely the other passengers speaking about how afraid they were, I'm hoping that, again, you either have the police do their job and this man gets taken off the street by the police, or ordinary citizens are going to stand up. So you need to decide if you're going to fund the police or if you're going to have, ordinary citizens stand up. But these things are going to continue to happen if you keep releasing people who are violent. You're going to come to a boiling point. Uh, this is a good story. I put this in here because we needed a good story. Professor helped stop kidnapping of university student who fought her way out of a stranger's truck after causing crash. Well, yeah, I mean, it would help if like people were good, but a Virginia professor's quick thinking and interference may have stopped a kidnapping in process. Robert Emery, a professor who teaches psychology at the University of Virginia, said he heard a commotion outside his house around 9:40 p.m. on Wednesday, October 4th, according to Charlottesville CBS affiliate WCAV. Emery and his family were getting ready for bed when they heard what sounded like a domestic dispute outside. Emery told his wife to immediately call 911 before running out the front door himself, where he found a man hurriedly getting into a truck, the station reported. Uh, let's see. A man, or quote, a man appeared from behind the truck, told me I was interfering and clearly in a panic, and then immediately jumped into the truck and drove down the street as fast as he could, crashing at the end of the street, Emery told the station. Emery, his wife, his daughter, and her boyfriend followed the truck as the suspect, later identified as James Robert Allen, fled on foot after the crash. A would-be kidnapping victim, a female UVA student, was found moments later hiding behind a car, according to WCAV. She had fought her way free, and the struggle is what caused the truck to crash. An emotional Emery told WCAV that he feels protective of UVA students like the victim. Quote, I have 3 daughters, a wife, a granddaughter, and I have 10,000 women at the UVA I consider family, he said. A student witness at the scene told WCAV that the victim had duct tape on her wrist. Well, true. My grammar teacher, look, I've gotten better at grammar, but there's so many rules, and run-on sentences are fun. Why make a paragraph if you can just make one sentence? Emery said the student was, quote, clearly traumatized physically and emotionally. His daughter went with her in the ambulance and was with her at the hospital. That's really sweet. I'm glad his daughter did that. He raised a good daughter, sir. In a press release, Charlottesville police said that officers, quote, received a call regarding a disorder around 9:40. Quote, the disorder resulted in multiple vehicles and trees being struck by a suspect vehicle, press release said. Officers responded to the area and located a female victim who reported that an unknown male attempted to abduct her. Police said that Allen, 41, was a stranger to the victim. Allen remained at large until the following day when Charlottesville police announced that he was taken into custody around 12:11 p.m. on October 5th. The victim, who has not been publicly identified, was treated for her injuries at UVA Medical Center and was in stable condition, according to Charlottesville police. Court records show that Allen is currently in custody on charges of abduction and strangulation. His next hearing is scheduled for December 14th. So, that's really good. Sometimes we need feel good stories. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Have I not been paying attention to you? I'm sorry. What was I thinking? You can't get much bigger or you just won't fit on my lap. Or I can't get much skinnier. And in our final story, a wizard is running for school board seat endorsed by Pennsylvania Democrats. And look, I will rag on Republicans too. I'm kind of a Lewis Black kind of political person. Democrats suck and Republicans blow, and I don't trust any of them. But what are you going to do? The only third party we have is run by a guy that I'm pretty sure the CIA may or may not allegedly have eyes on. Well, he did threaten to disband them, so "Are you eating my sweatshirt?" He says, "No, mommy, I is not. I is not right now eating your sweatshirt." So this is our wizard in question. He does kinda look like Ian Runkle, so, you know, uh, well, I'm hoping magic wizard like Harry Potter. Mark Boldzar, self-described wizard who is running for school board, hopes to cast a spell over visit or over voters in Manheim Township of Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, and a strange twist of the wand is endorsed by local Democratic parties. Runkle has better hair. Runkle has the best hair, but he's also an elf, so he's had a long time to, condition. This man's only a wizard, and as we know, wizards don't live as long. I mean, they are the Astari, but really, I mean, what are you Wizard's way of manifesting? Oh my god, he has a podcast. Salbert, are you thinking what I'm thinking? We have a podcast. We have a podcast to review. I need to get my pen. I have one of my notepads. Middle daughter still has one of mine, but Wizard's way of manifesting, because I don't have 900 other things I should be doing. But my squirrel brain says I definitely need to do a review of Wizard's Way of Manifesting. It's a podcast that demystifies the apparent magic of law of attraction through scientific inquiry. Oh my goodness. The Manheim Township Democrats called the self-described wizard a quote consultant and scientist who has harnessed the district's diversity for education benefit of all students. If he doesn't teach me Alohomora, because look, I would just like to be able to open jars and unlock things and remember my passcodes to half the things I can't remember. I'm just saying. Democrats also stated that Boldazar is, quote, the proud father of two MT high school graduates. Well, see, look, you know what? As a parent of, well, thank you so much, Lady Autumn Sky. I appreciate it so very much, you guys. I appreciate you guys so very much. I don't say it every stream, but I really, really do. Uh, the actual crud. Uh, let's see, quote, as a consultant and scientist who has worked on projects in over 10 countries, he will bring more than 30 years of team leading experience to the MT school board. He values diversity and integrating multiple perspectives with innovative approaches to problem or to solve problems. In seeking office on the MT school board, Mark is eager to harness the district's diversity for educational benefit for all students. The endorsement reads, well, that's good. Let's see. Author James Lindsay jested on X that Boldazar's campaign strategy was, quote, to win through the law of attraction scientifically demystified. I don't understand what the law of attraction is unless he's talking about quantum physics. Is it the weak law of attraction? Is it gravity? Is that the strange law? What are we talking about here? Lindsay also shared a video of Boldazar writing, quote, "You can learn to unleash your inner wizard, including learning how to get key information from magic rocks." Sal, we're doing this podcast. Fry, I am almost done. This is the last story. I know you have like an alarm as to when mom's supposed to be done. Lindsay also noted that the endorsement from the local outlet brags about the school district and the township being better than most in PA, but that's pretty deceptive since less than 50% of the students are achieving at grade level. He added that it's really just failing somewhat less badly than most. In one video, Boldazar spoke on using his body as an instrument. Look, Mr. Mo calls that farting, and I call that farting. Look. And that he grew his hair out to resonate with more wizardly view of the world, and that long hair was an antenna. Do not let this man around a seat of power. I'm just oh, well, no, she's got deep blue hair. Never mind. Uh, Godspeed and good luck, Michigan. Your children won't be able to read, but they'll grow their hair long and use their bodies as an instrument. So, it's it's a catch-20. It swings and roundabouts, really. Boldazar also hosts a podcast called Wizard's Way of Manifesting, which demystifies the apparent magic of law of attraction through scientific inquiry. So, if you are not busy, I think we are all going to watch this one day. Yeah, I know. I have been growing out my hair. I have felt no distinct, you know, calls from the other side, but I am working on manifesting my cyclical abilities. So that is the news today. Guys, grow your mullets, grow your scientific antennas, and may God be with the children of Michigan as their school board takes a zany turn. But I'm here for it because I mean, at least he's not wearing big prosthetic boobs. So, you know, it's 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 a little less crazy than other things we've seen this year. You don't have to grow a mullet, you can just grow your hair. I mean, I'm not forcing you to not grow a fee mullet if you'd like to. I'd never say no to a fee mullet, but I mean, it is your personal choice. However you choose to attract the laws of attraction and antennas to the other side. Or, maybe that's how you catch Pokemon faster. Maybe it's not an antenna to the other side, it's how you catch a Digimon, whatever. All right, Fry says we're done. All right, sir, not chords. I will see you all later in the morning, and tomorrow will be a bit of a different schedule, but I will tell you all about it tomorrow because Fry is like, "We is done." Bye, guys.